Hello and welcome. This is Zoey Gold, and in today's video, we're going to take a look at the cause of your results in whatever area that is. So, in order to actually change the results, you have to truly understand what causes them. What is the deeper underlying cause of them? And then when you truly understand that, and when you work with the cause and you change and transform the cause, the result has no other way but to transform as well. What many people do, they work really, really hard on the symptoms. They work hard on changing the results. They put a lot of effort in it without tending to a cause. And what happens then, it's these mere actions make them tired, make them upset, make them frustrated because they put a lot of effort and results are either mediocre, or they don't get any results at all, or they do not last, or they reach a particular level and then they go down, and then they go up, and then they go down. That happens with profit, that happens in relationship when a person changes different partners, but faces change, names change, but the essence of the relationship stays there. So let's take a look at the cause and what actually causes the results that you are getting and how you can create transformation in the cause. So there are 3 decisions that every person makes in any given moment of time that you're making right now. The first decision is what you're gonna focus on. So here we have decisions. So the first one is, what are you gonna focus on? So you always have a chance in any circumstance, in any situation. You have a chance and you have a choice. You have a chance to focus on anything you want. Every subject has 2 aspects to it: negative, unwanted, and positive, wanted. When you look at the subject, for example, of money, you can focus on the positive side of it, on having it, on the solution, on how to earn it, on how to expand your business, or on how joyous it feels to be abundant, right? Even if you are not in the moment, you can focus in that way. Or you can focus in a way that, or you can focus on lack of financial abundance, of never having enough, on the future outcomes that are unpleasant. Now, the future is in your head. You have no clue what's going to happen in 5 minutes, right? You don't know what's going to happen in a month, in a week, but so many people spend so much time in their mind replaying negative outcomes, lack, and they focus on it. They feel bad right now because now is your moment of power. You create now, not in the future. The future is basically in your head. The past is in your memory. All we have and the power that we have is right now. And many people, they actually create the pictures in their mind, or they entertain different outcomes, negative outcomes, outcomes that lead to lack in their future. And they're doing it right now. Right? So the decision is what you're going to focus on, and you can always have a choice to focus on something that you can control, or on something that you can't. Like, you cannot control your past, it's gone. You cannot control your future, again, it's in your head. You can focus on things that you can control, things that and basically here I would also like to add that the only thing that you actually have control of is your inner state. It's what's going on in you. And if your happiness, if your well-being is dependent on outside factors, they're outside of your control. And then you are doomed, because you can never, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you want, you cannot force other people to do different things. At least you cannot do it for a long time in a mutually beneficial way, and a mutually pleasant and fulfilling way, that's for sure. Okay, the next thing and the next decision that every person makes every second is meaning, is the meaning that you're gonna give to things. Now, it makes, if you think about it, it makes perfect sense, because there could be 2 people in the same circumstances, in the same situation. One person may think and believe that this is something empowering, something really good is going to come out of it. It gives a lot of opportunity to this person, while the other person might look at exactly the same circumstances and say, this is devastating, this is horrible, this is the worst thing that has ever happened, nothing good will ever come out of this. So that's the meaning you give to things. And the third decision that you make is action. what you actually gonna do. And all of these decisions, what you're gonna focus on, what meaning you give to things, and what actions you're gonna take, they influence your results. Okay, good. Now, what actually influences your decision-making process and your decisions? There are two things. In the short term, it's this thing here, which is your state. And it makes the perfect sense, again, if you are in an empowered state, if you feel confident, if you feel that you know, if you feel playful, if you feel joyous, your decisions are going to be completely different than if you're scared, if you're not sure, if you feel worthless, if you have a lot of self-doubt, if you feel that you're not enough professionally in what you do, or not enough in a relationship, or not enough whatever, the list goes on and on and on for many people. So it's the state that you are in. And that's why it is important to pay attention to your inner atmosphere. And that's what I do a lot with my clients. It's retraining yourself to your natural state of well-being, to really tapping into resources that are within you. Because a good mentor can never give you anything. I can give you different skills and practices and tools and strategies. I can give you knowledge, but you are the one who's going to expand your awareness. You are the one who's going to apply these tools and these techniques, because nobody can think for you, nobody can feel for you. There are ways to help you do that in a more beneficial way, so the transformation happens faster and easier than it has been ever done before. And I've been doing this for 7 years and been blessed with this amazing opportunity in this business to help people with really, because it's not just about results. And you know that if you look deeper, it's not just about achieving some goals, and it's not just about success. It's about inner freedom. It's about true fulfillment. It's about real, true, fullest expression of yourself as a person, as a human being in this lifetime. To being that full expression of who you really are in every area of your life, in every circumstance, in any given moment, no matter how the outside circumstances look. So that's what I basically dedicated my professional life to, and been mastering for many years, and teaching it for many years as well. So anyways, coming back to this state, that's what actually influences the quality of your life as well, not just your decisions, because the feelings and the inner state that you have, they will color everything that you touch, every conversation, every moment you spend in solitude, every moment you spend with your child or your spouse. That inner atmosphere, that inner world that you live in, because we live in the outer world and the inner world, and where we spend the most of the time is inner world. And it depends on what's going on in our inner world that will lead to either joy, fulfillment, appreciation, abundance, or the opposite of that. Okay, never mind. Let's go back here. So in the short term, your state will influence your decisions and therefore your results. But there is another thing that will influence your results in the long term. That is your blueprint. And you've heard different titles for this. Could be blueprint, could be paradigm, which is a set of inner beliefs, fancy word for that. And basically beliefs are just thoughts that you keep thinking and thoughts that you feel the certainty about. So blueprint, paradigm, beliefs, inner entanglements, inner programming, all of that. Let's call it blueprint here. So what happens is that this inner programming influences your state, because you can see that a person can get in a good feeling state from here and there. They kind of bump into it, something good happens, and then, you know, the person feels good. And here is another key point, that if you are really dependent on outside circumstances and people to influence your state so you can feel good, so you can feel empowered, then again, you're doomed, because you cannot control outside circumstances. You will go in and out all the time. But if you really master this aspect, then you become very, very powerful. And that also helps to transform your paradigm and your blueprint and your inner programming as well. But Still, any person can get into a good feeling state from time to time, and then they make good decisions and they get good results. They act, they do different things, and they get the results that they want. But if your blueprint has a lot of those inner entanglements that actually go against the result or the goal or the idea for your life or your vision, especially if it's a big one, then that blueprint, that inner programming will eventually sabotage you. And by sabotaging, I mean it will influence your inner state, which will influence your decisions, your behavior, your actions, and therefore the results and the quality of your life. So now, let's take a look at these two components. So let's take a look at state first and how you can influence it whenever you decide, because these are your faculties, these are your tools, so you can use them for your own benefit. Many people use them in they don't even use them consciously, it just happens by default. And if they do use them, as I said, like, people can think about their future and come up with different negative outcomes. So they use it not in a beneficial way that will actually empower them to decisions, to particular behavior, to particular actions that come from that state of confidence. And they use these faculties in very destructive, even sometimes destructive way as well. So let's take a look at state. So here we have the state. There are 3 ingredients or 3 components that actually can influence and change your state, basically anytime you want, anytime you choose. The first one is your physiology. And what is physiology? It's the body. It's how you use your body. It's how you stand. It's how you talk, like when you have the shoulders back, when you have a smile on your face. Because there is a particular posture when the person is confident, when the person is knowing, when the person is calm, when the person is satisfied, when the person is happy. And there is certain body postures of people when the person feels depressed or sad or upset, right? Now, if you change your physiology, if you change your posture, if you change the way you breathe, if you change the way you move, then it changes your state. Now, that's why physical exercises are so powerful, because when you go for a walk, when you work next to your computer and then you stand up and you walk in the room, you do some jumps, you go for a walk, you do different exercises, you change your body, and literally the biochemistry in your body changes as well, and that influences your state. So physiology is an important aspect to it. And the next one is your focus. We kind of talked about it here a little bit. So you can always guide, direct, and lead your focus towards wanted, towards the positive aspect of the subject, towards the dream fulfilled, the end result, the ideas that you can be flowing in this particular moment about that future that many people usually focus on negative outcomes. You can focus on positive outcomes. You can come up with hundreds ways of how this is gonna work. And this way, when you change your focus, when you focus in a way that puts you in alignment with your vision for the good that you desire, for the life that you desire, for the greater good, then it also influences your state. Now, the third component is language. It's the things that you say to yourself internally and to people when you have different conversations with people, on the phone, with your friends, because language influences your meaning and the meaning that you give to things. And that also influences your state, right? So pay attention to these 3 ingredients. Now, when you change one ingredient, it will change your state dramatically. Well, basically, I wouldn't say that. When you change one ingredient of these, it will change your state. But when you change all three ingredients, it will change your state dramatically. So basically, in every moment of time, when you decide to put yourself in a more empowered state, you can do that. Now, let's take a look at the blueprint, at the paradigm, at the inner programming, which actually also influences the state you're in and influences your decisions, your behavior, your actions, and your results. So let's take a look at how that happens. So for that, let's, I have this drawing here. So let's say this is a person, right? A human being. So you've heard already about the law of attraction, about like attracts like, about being in the state of being fulfilled, about aligning with the thing that you want, etc. Now this explanation will give you a deeper understanding of what that actually means and what stands behind law of attraction that actually works. Okay, in more tangible way, right? So each person, every person, right? Okay, let me go again about this. Let's take a look at how your mind works. So mind has two parts to it. The first part is your conscious mind, let's call it C, and another part is your subconscious mind, and let's call it S. So every time when you think a thought, when you focus on something, when you give your attention to something, when you think about your future, when you think about the past, when you think about what can happen, could happen, happened, right? Every time when you think a thought, it puts you in a specific inner state. It puts you in a specific inner atmosphere. You feel the feelings. So feelings are physical interpretation of your thought. These are your physical manifestations, you could say, of your thought. Your feelings always show you the quality of your focus, the quality of your thought, and what's going on in your conscious mind in this particular moment, which is the moment of power, because we live in the now, in the never-ending moment of now. Now, when you think a thought, it puts you in a particular inner state. You could even call it a particular vibration. You've heard this terminology from different teachers. And that vibration you emanate from you, like that vibrational signature, and you kind of say to the world with this inner state that this is who I am. This is who I believe I am. This is what I believe I have. This is what I think and believe and feel I am capable of. And whatever is like to it is being attracted to you. But now let's go deeper than that. Every time when you think a thought and when you focus on a particular thing in a particular way, it gives you a particular feeling, particular state. And that state, that feeling influences your decisions, your behavior, your actions, and your result. Okay? Now let's come back to this idea of conscious and subconscious mind. So there is a conscious part to the mind, and there is also subconscious part to the mind. And in the subconscious part, there is this inner programming, this paradigm, this blueprint, basically the set of inner beliefs that are stored in the subconscious mind. Now, what happens here is that for example, you have an idea, you have a goal, you have an amazing vision of having an online business, of having an empire that operates all over the world, making $10,000 more per month, making, I don't know, $50,000 more per day, making your first million next year, right? Whatever that is. So you have that idea in your conscious mind and you entertain it in your conscious mind. Now, if at the same time, if beliefs in your subconscious mind disagree with that idea in your conscious mind, you start feeling the feelings of resistance in your body. That's where the thoughts of doubt and self-condemnation and fear and all this stuff comes from. So your subconscious, the paradigm or the blueprint or the inner programming stored in your subconscious mind influence your thoughts, your conscious thoughts, and those thoughts of fear and doubt, those thoughts influence your feelings, and you feel the feeling of resistance inside of you. And that state of resistance, whatever that is, fear, doubt, whatever, influences your decisions, your behavior, your actions, and your results. So what happens here is that it's not the idea that you entertain in your conscious mind, like having this beautiful business, having this beautiful relationship that you want, having this goal and dream fulfilled. But it's this subconscious, these beliefs, this inner programming in your subconscious mind that influences your thoughts, that influences your feelings, your inner state, that influences your decisions, your behavior, your actions, and your results. Okay, now, maybe even some of you have heard about this concept before and this understanding. Maybe not. It doesn't matter. Let's take it even a deeper look at what needs to happen for this part, because I know you're all concerned with this results. Where are my results, right? So how does this work, and how can you make it work? How you can create the transformation possible? So again, we have the same person. We have this conscious mind part of the mind, and here we have subconscious part of the mind. Okay. So what has to happen is your conscious idea for this beautiful goal, for this beautiful vision, for this dream that you have, has to agree, match, align with the subconscious beliefs, with the feelings inside of you. It has to, your goal, your vision has to become natural, has to feel like it's already done, like it's already fulfilled, like you can already feel and smell and taste the end result. So your conscious idea and your subconscious feelings, or your subconscious beliefs, your inner programming has to agree, match, and align. And then you become aware of opportunities that have always been there. Like, for example, you've lived on this planet for the past 30 years, and you go outside and you meet the person who's been on this planet for 37 years, but your paths never crossed. But today you went outside, beautiful sunny day, and you met. And this turns out to be your soulmate, or your best client, or your best friend, or your business partner, or. So you become aware of opportunities, you become open to them. You get into receiving mode of the good that you desire, because by doing this, you don't just align your conscious idea and your beliefs and your feelings, you align with who you truly are, with that higher version of you. Because every time when you go through different contrasting experience, when you live life, when you go through things that you don't like, things that you don't want, unwanted experience, you look at them, you live through them, and the desire for new and improved experiences are born within you because of that. And when that happens, you expand, you grow, you expand, and you become. And when you really align with the good that you desire, with that vision, you really align with that expanded version of you, with who you truly are. And I want to mention something else. Who you truly are, your true identity, is bigger than all of this. You are the magnificent divine being. Your spiritual DNA is perfect. You are everything you've ever wanted to be and even more, and you're so much bigger than the game, than any patterns, than any beliefs, than any thoughts, than anything. That is your true identity. But I'm talking about here, you came to play this beautiful game of life, this gift, and you can live it being who you truly are, being all the greatness and the greatest, truest expression of that. So when you truly align with that higher power, with source of everything there is, with the divine in you, with infinite intelligence, that's when you're the human in you and that divine in you create this beautiful dance, and you operate from your true resources, from your true power, from your true potential, from the higher knowing, from the higher wisdom, from the higher genius. And that's when miracles happen. And these are not miracles, it's just people who don't know what stands behind it. They call it miracles because they don't know. They just look like the person lived this ordinary life and then, oh my God, something great happened. Or, oh my God, that's a miracle, right? But that's what happens when you truly, truly align with the greatness within you. And there are ways to do that, easier and truly faster than you've ever done before. As I said, a great mentor does not really, you don't have to change anything. You don't have to change anything. You already are everything you've ever wanted to be. You already have all the resources you need within you. All you need to do is to really unleash them, to peel off the layers of this stuff, of these inner entanglements, of these inner beliefs, to work with the cause. Because every time when you have a problem, it's because, and you cannot resolve it for a long time because you are not working with the cause. You cannot see it because you're too involved in the circumstances, or because this particular pattern is so habitual that you do not notice it anymore, or because you are not trained to do this and you just live by default, and many years ago you made some decision or something happened that put you on this particular path and it's rolling and you just cannot, it seems like you cannot stop it, right? So if you need help, there are, like, I know that I work with the most powerful, the most effective tools and strategies that can really help you not only understand this, which is very powerful in itself, but actually apply it, internalize it, integrate it, and create that change, and also to understand what the cause is, to really work with it, to really release it for good. So it does not keep recurring. So it does not come back again and again and again from different sides and different aspects of your life. So you really get it and you're done with it and you release it completely. So I hope this was helpful. Have an amazing day. This is Zoey Gold, and you can always, again, please comment below or send me a message, or you can always find me. My website is zoeygold.com, and I have different free trainings there and different resources that you don't have to wait. You can really start working on it right now if you decide to do so, if you choose to do so, if you are really committed to living the life to the fullest and living that life of authenticity, of inner freedom, of inner fulfillment and true expression of who you really are. So have an amazing day, and I'll see you in our next video. Thank you. Bye now.